my name is Sarah Bentley Pearson, and I am excited to share my podcast, which features wonderful talent that I've been so lucky to discover in the Southeast. This was born out of a list that I created in 2015 called Sarah's List. And through my work in real estate, which I've been doing since 2005, and styling work, and just my personal life and my personal interests, I've been able to meet so many wonderful people, and I'm excited to share them with you. Brad Hanner of Atlanta Homes and Lifestyles, you're the rainmaker for all the decorator show houses, correct?
I'm the associate publisher of the magazine, been there about 39 years now out of the 40 years. And we got in the show house program about 35 years ago. And I've been a part of probably about 150 of them. So I'm trying to figure it out.
So, why does the magazine do them?
Because it's product placement for a lot of our clients and stuff like that. It's also a chance for the public to come through and see products in terms of what's going on in the building community, but more on the decor side,
Mm-hmm.
but also for stuff like y'all in the real estate industry. It does trends, it does ways for people, not just in Atlanta and the community around us, but for the whole Southeast to see what's happening out there. And Atlanta being the city that it is, we're proud to be able to showcase a lot of different things. It started off being part of the decorator show house for the Atlanta Symphony, and it's kind of evolved and evolved and evolved. And now we do Cashiers, we do Serenbe, we do two in Buckhead, we're doing one at Lake Burton, we did one at 30A. We've just made it a whole regional kind of a franchise for the magazine. And the team is really good at it. And I just happen to be just somebody that's been there since the start. So I'm getting better and better at it too. And
Right, it's becoming more
more
streamlined.
streamlined. It's exactly
Is it
right.
gonna be at Burton at Lake
We
Burton?
are.
I was lucky enough, to tour that a few weeks ago with my partner, Michelle, and I
Michelle.
thought it was really a great idea to
We're
have.
gonna be doing kickoff one this October,
Mm.
and then, hopefully, like Serenbe, we'll be doing it each year until it is over. I
Yeah,
think
there's gonna be a lot of
it's
homes.
gonna be 166, I believe, total, they told me.
Mhm.
It's a huge community. It's gonna be really cool.
Mhm.
It overlooks the lake, it overlooks the marina. You'll be able to take your golf cart or walk down, go
Mhm.
to the 5 restaurants. I have to be sold on it first before we are gonna do it, and I'm very sold on that particular one,
Yeah,
so
I
that's
thought
kinda
it was
cool.
very attractive. I thought the concept was nice, and it has this kind of 1950s feel of the dock and
Totally.
very much, for a certain type of person, or, I feel like it's like empty nesters or people with young children. It could
But
be
But
amazing.
it's got every kind of thing. And the part that attracted me is it's got stuff above where you can see and overlook the lake itself
Mhm.
and the view. But it also has stuff down there on the streams where you can do fly fishing. You
Mhm.
can walk the trails. You
Mm.
can do a lot more than just have a home on the lake. You
Mhm.
can still get that, but you have a lot of other stuff. It also has boat slips and stuff if you have a boat. So it's a very unique community. But more importantly, it's at Lake Burton.
Right.
I've lived in Atlanta almost my whole life, and there's very rarely anything at Lake Burton, and now there is.
Mhm.
So attaching the magazine with these great homes will be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and so, I Googled you last night when I was just preparing, and you're called Mr. Kitchen and Bath?
That's kind of my world, yeah. God, I'd say about 38 years ago, right when I got started, I started trying to figure out what a house needs.
Mhm.
And you don't really realize this is a joke, but it's really not. You start thinking you need a kitchen. You don't. You can eat out every night. You don't need a bedroom. You can sleep in a sleeping bag. There's not a lot of parts of the house that you need,
Mhm.
but the only part you really need is a toilet. Do
Mhm.
you know why?
So you don't have to go outside?
Because if you go outside, it's against the law. That's exactly right. It's an indecent exposure. You're exactly right. So I made this joke when I was a kid that long ago, but then where do you find these toilets? So I found the place in Atlanta at the time, almost 40 years ago, called Apex Supply. And they didn't just sell a toilet, they sold thousands upon hundreds of thousands of toilets, but nobody really knew them. So consequently, I knew the owner of the company. They were one of my first advertisers. And so in the course of getting to know him, I said, tell me a little bit about where people go to learn more about these products. And they said, well, we're a member of this thing called the National Kitchen and Bath Association, NKBA. We have a sticker on the door, but I don't go to too many meetings. I said, well, I'd love to go. Can I go tonight or whenever it's taking place, I think it was that night,
Mhm.
in your place as a member of the team. He said, sure. So I go, and there was a whopping 7 people at this meeting. And I
Mhm.
said, if you need a toilet, why is there not more people at this meeting? It became this citywide joke.
Mhm.
But from that, I got to meet almost every architect, builder, designer, remodeler, everybody in the trade because you need a toilet. And we
Mhm.
took it one to another to where I think right now we may be the largest chapter in the United States. And I've been kind of the point person for the magazine and also for the Kitchen and Bath Association for almost 40 years.
Well,
So that's
and
huge.
it's interesting being at the phase of the my life that I'm in. I have a lot of pretty nice things, but one of the things, I've made the decision that I'm not going to acquire things unless they spark joy. And I got a Toto
Uh-huh.
toilet seat cover. My husband actually bought me a Toto toilet, had it shipped. The rough end wasn't right. So it had to go back, but
Exactly
I
right.
got the cover. And I'm like, every time I sit on that thing, I'm like, this thing sparks so
So
much joy that I
exactly.
can't even sit on a normal toilet now without being like, ugh.
And they're mentioned Toto. That's one of my clients, a good friend. Their southeastern headquarters is right here in Atlanta. So
Oh, it
once
is.
again, you can go and tour down in McDonough their entire arsenal of stuff that they show, and you get a chance to see it, touch it, and feel it. So people from all throughout the southeast do that. So consequently, it's just like our show houses. Atlanta is that way of making things happen for the whole region.
Well, and I've noticed like in Europe, the rough-in is in the wall
Wall,
and not
correct.
in the floor. Is that the trend now?
I wouldn't say it's a trend, but yes, we're doing a
Like of
lot of
new
that. New
construction.
construction, a lot of that's being done.
Is
That's
that
correct.
harder or more
No,
expensive to do? It's just
it's just a different way, and it's
Oh,
not any
okay.
big
I
deal.
think it looks
Yeah,
nice be able
totally.
to not have that ugly thing on the floor and your tile
That's
can go
correct. That's
complete.
correct.
So my sister's an interior designer and one of my best friends is an interior designer, Melanie Turner, and I love interior design and so I go to all of them except I didn't go to the last one, Stan's house
Sal
on
sound.
Putnam
That's correct.
because I was doing Dancing Stars and busy and for some I saw the house before all the
Mhm.
decorators did it. But I'd love to hear from you about, I think being from DC, I think what one wouldn't know about Atlanta if you were just driving through is really how people take their homes pretty seriously
No
here.
doubt about it.
There are
It's
some of the prettiest homes here, and interior designers are cutting edge. And when I interviewed Keith Summerhour, and he was in New York for his book, I can't remember the name of the company that does the book that
mhm,
he said, and I'll think of it in a second. But um, he said all the top designers were Southern designers.
mhm.
What do you think, being a Southerner, and why that is?
Well, first of all, we work together. We play well in the sandbox. And in a
Mm,
lot of other places, their designers look at each other as competitors. Here, mainly with the show houses, each person does their own separate room. So consequently, you have people on both sides of you or around you and all different floors. So you get to know each other camaraderie wise. Most designers in Atlanta, their best friends are other designers. So working together to collaborate, knowing that this town is growing and growing and growing, it's not going to stop because of our weather and our location, our airport, and all that kind of stuff. So, consequently, there's going to be business for everybody. But
mm.
if you can collaborate on ideas, how you do your finances, how do you run your business, how you do your libraries and stuff to get collections to make each house special to the client, that's what it's all about. And that's why our show houses are so successful in the South because we all collaborate.
Hmm.
I can't prove what I just said because I'm
No,
not
but
in other
I
parts of the
believe you
country,
because I
but
feel
that's
like
what I
that
think it
even in
is.
my industry of with selling houses, I feel like we all work really nicely with each other. There's no
100%.
feeling of like cutthroat at all.
But every time I see a designer literally for lunch, they're with another designer. So
Mm,
I'm not, that part is true.
mm.
Most designers' best friends are in the industry. So I love that they're so close knit together.
When they take these trips together all
100
over the
all
world,
over the place. That's
yeah,
correct.
that are really, I love that they do that too because then it makes it the design not so regional.
100%.
Probably 50 years ago, there was a regional decor. You don't feel that now at
Here,
all.
I feel like each designer not only does that, they have fun at it and they
Mhm.
try to take their game to the next level on each and every project,
Mhm.
not to look like something they did for their neighbors 5 years ago. They want to do each one individually.